thing. Very few know that the Christians and the Muslims are brothers. Very few know that. Really brothers, not just to make you feel happy. Really brothers. The Christians are the spiritual descendants of Abraham through Isaac. The Muslims are the spiritual descendants of Abraham through Ishmael. Ishmael is the brother of Isaac. Really, Muslims, Christians, they come down from Abraham. They are brothers, but they are not natural brothers, they are step-brothers. They are brothers from different mothers. So when I say brother to a Muslim, it's not just to make him feel nice. He's really a brother. His spiritual earlier father is Abraham, Prophet Abraham. And my spiritual earlier father is Prophet Abraham, same Abraham. Okay? Okay, so that's just diversion, never mind. Little diversions I do here and there. I'm not a very serious teacher. Some interesting things in between I put. Okay, now we'll look about Abraham. Abraham had the famous story of being tested concerning his son, Isaac. Now I know some of you are not familiar with the Bible, so I add a few basics, because I know not all of you have read the Bible, some of you may have not read. So I will just not put too much details, but just to get you a feel of it. Now Abraham, God told him to come out of Ur because it's a land of sin. Ur is in Iraq, it's near Basra. I've been there. Now it's deserted, there's nobody lives there, just some monuments there. So because it's a land of sin, God told him, get out of Ur. Come, I'll take you to a land much better than this, a place better than this. Now Abraham did not know what sort of a land God took him, but he obeyed God and he moved. And God did not keep his promise immediately. It took a long time. Then for many years he was married to Sarah, and she was barren, she couldn't bear children. And for many years, God told him, I'll give you children, so many. Look at the stars. So many stars is there in the sky, that much is your children. Look at the sand in the sea. So much sand is there, that much children. But for many years, he never had children. But by faith, he believed God. By faith, he moved. By faith, he moved. And after many years, then his wife got fed up, And in those days, not today, in those days, it was not immoral for a person to marry several wives, and even their servant woman can be a wife also. In those days, it was morally perfectly all right. Okay? Now, at that time, his wife told him, why you don't marry our servant, so you can have at least children from her. So he did, had a servant from Egypt, her name is Hagar, so he married her and he had Ishmael. But then it was time for Abraham to have a son according to the promise, according to God's word. And his own wife, Sarah, became pregnant and she bore a son, Isaac. Imagine what is the heart of Abraham after so many years having the promised son. Imagine you are married and for say 25 years, no children. God promised you a son. God promised you. Suppose you are a very wealthy man. Who's going to take all this money? They will cheat me and they'll not take. Then afterwards, after 25 years, and your wife expects a baby and a child is born. Imagine how is you feeling towards that boy? After so many years of waiting for that boy, that what happened to Abraham. That was his heart attachment to Isaac, his son. And then one very nice night, something very interesting happened. Something very interesting happened. Yes, could you help me with the reference? That Isaac, testing with Isaac. 22 chapter. Genesis.